The fact that you're listening to this means I probably don't need to tell you about the Great Reset. But if you're in the dark, you might want to quickly do a little research. Don't Google it. You'll just be gaslighted with claims that it's a conspiracy theory put about by far-right extremists. The best place to go is probably Rumble, or even Twitter now that Elon has fired the woke shills who had their thumbs on the scale. Either way, time is short, and I'm not here to tell you what the Great Reset is, but rather how to fight it. There are 3 traits we must commit to as individuals in order to begin building the kind of communities that will have a chance of resisting the technocratic globalist coup that is the Great Reset. Indeed, we might dub our collective ascendants the Great Resist. Fighting the Great Reset. Blimey, sounds intense, doesn't it? The good news is it's much easier than it sounds, and it's something anyone can do. Here's how. To fight the Great Reset, we must be brave, selfless, and strong. That's it. These 3 simple traits, if committed to by the individual, nurtured and honed, will turn one into a soldier of truth and of change, a soldier of righteousness, indeed, even a soldier of God. Be brave. This is about speaking the truth, no matter how unpopular it might make you. Great evil can only ever flourish by way of a great lie. Look back through history and you will find a whopper at the heart of every tyranny. The antidote to a lie is the truth, and as the lies crumble, so too will the evil which they have enabled. Truth versus evil is a zero-sum game. The more people who know the truth, the weaker the tyrant becomes. Speaking the truth in a time of lies is actually an easy thing to do, but it's not without consequences. In such a war, the soldier is not asked to charge a machine gun nest or fly through heavy flak, but to risk being ostracized, mocked and disliked. For social creatures such as we are, this may indeed loom as equally daunting, especially in the age of social media clout, when likes have come to define the self-worth of millions. This is why it requires bravery. But once one has found the stoutness of heart, it does not easily waver, and indeed it grows over time. With every word of truth we speak, our courage strikes fresh roots. Be selfless. This is about being willing to give up some of your comforts and luxuries. I hesitate to use the phrase, for the greater good, because these 4 slippery words have been co-opted by every blood-curdling regime in history to justify atrocities. But in the context of truth versus lies and good versus evil, a sense of selflessness for the greater good is crucial. This will look different for everyone, depending on their situation, disposition, and current place in the system. And again, it need not entail anything superhuman. You don't need to give up all your worldly goods to be selfless. But you might have to sacrifice an hour or 2 of recreation here and there to contribute to the movement. How can you help? Again, this will look different for everyone. Play to your strengths. What are you good at? For me, this has most recently meant volunteering my writing skills to an organisation dedicated to raising awareness about COVID vaccine. Jab Australia is a wonderful community platform that has been doing outstanding work in giving Jab people a voice. They are a tendril of Jab Global, who have not only spread awareness to millions of people around the world about the COVID vaccine, but also helped create solutions for to get the right treatment and legal support, which is not otherwise available through our legacy medical and political systems. The vaccine is one of the cornerstones of the Great Reset, and it must be. The work this organisation is doing will be critical in this respect, so I'm giving up my time to help them. What can you do? Be strong. This is literally about being strong, not in the mind, that's your bravery, but strong in your body, getting fit and healthy. When we're physically fit, we are mentally fit. When we become slovenly and toxified, our minds become crippled. And without a mental toughness, the first two traits, bravery and selflessness, are near impossible to embrace. But fighting the Great Reset may well boil down to a survival of the physically fittest also. It's hard to imagine now, as we still thrive on the coattails of the immense bounty that was created by the free and prosperous economies of the 20th century. But what might the world of 5 or 10 years from now look like if the current attacks on our food and energy infrastructure continue? The neo-Stalinist technocrats at the World Economic Forum and their puppet politicians are actively working to reduce global energy and food supply. Few common folk have managed to grasp this fundamental yet. But such moves from a cabal whose oft-stated goal is population reduction shouldn't come as much of a surprise. The world these psychopaths envisage is a neo-feudal hellscape in which they will continue to live just as they have always done, but the lower orders, that's you and me in case you're wondering, will subsist on bug protein and live in pods. With any luck, we can arrest this nightmare before it finds corporeal form. But regardless, the contrived advent of such a future will place novel demands on the human body, particularly those squishy, pampered bodies of we in the West. When the Great Reset bites, those who are not fit and healthy enough to strike out on their own will become dependent on the state, which is, of course, exactly what they want: communism. And if indeed the time does come for armed resistance, then physical fitness will be critical. Put simply, there's a war coming, and only the strong will survive. It's time to get strong. This means diet and exercise. You don't have to immediately become He-Man. Just start walking an hour a day and cut down on sugar and processed carbs. From there, the almost instantaneous results you achieve should be all the motivation you need to propel you on to where you need to go. Oh, and stop drinking and doing drugs. Or at least cut it right back to occasionally, instead of every day or every weekend. The Great Reset is coming, whether you like it or not. Whether you even believe it or not. Dark times lie ahead for the people of our world. But we can fight back. We must fight back. This is a war, and it cannot be won without soldiers. We can all be soldiers in this great struggle for humanity, but we must be brave, we must be selfless, and we must be strong. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Please also subscribe to my Substack at jjdawson.substack.com. And if you'd like to keep in touch, please do follow me on Twitter at RealJJDawson. You can also follow me on Getter, Gab and Minds. And of course, if you enjoyed this, please do give it a like and share it about, because it really helps me out.